Hey, Riddle here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you and discuss about tomatoes, pruning tomatoes, and suckers. Now, when you plant a tomato, best case scenario, they're going to get giant. If you put a tomato in a pot, because many different varieties of tomatoes are easy to grow on the patio, the size of your pot will dictate the potential growth of the tomato. So the bigger the better. Okay, here we go. So here's our tomato plant, and it's just getting ready to flower, which is exciting because that means tomatoes are just a couple weeks away. And what we have coming out from our stems are something what they call suckers. And those are little branches that come out in between the branches. You can see one here. Now, here is what I've learned about suckers. You can keep the suckers on, and what will happen is because you have more foliage, you'll have more fruit, and it'll be a little bit sweeter because it's the foliage that collects the sunlight, which creates sugar for the tomatoes. But even though you'll have more fruit, because more suckers means more flowers, which means more tomatoes, they'll be smaller. And you'll have a lot more plant to have to trellis and manage. Your other choice is to remove the suckers. And when you remove the suckers, what's going to happen is you're going to get a stronger, more linear plant with less tomatoes, but they're going to be larger tomatoes. And it's going to be a lot easier to manage. And when you remove the suckers also, it's a less bushy plant, so you are going to have less of a chance of getting powdery mildew and the different diseases that come with overcrowding and not getting enough sunlight and oxygen through your leaves. This usually happens towards the end of the year when the temperatures start dropping. I suggest start treating it in mid to late August with a fungicide instead of waiting for it to appear, because once it's on the leaves, it's pretty much over with. So we're going to go in, and what I do is I remove most of the suckers. I kind of look at the plant. If it's a nice sized plant, I really don't need a whole other plant growing from the bottom down here. So we're going to go ahead and go in and just make sure your fingers are clean. We're going to pinch those right off. Now the funny thing is that people don't know, here's another one of my great tips. This sucker that I picked off, if you want to share your tomatoes with your friends or you want more tomatoes, you can put this in a little rooting powder or not. You can just plug this down about 2.5 to 3 inches into the soil, and this will clone itself. Yes, your suckers will root and it will make a whole nother tomato plant for you. So just for fun, I'm just going to stick it down in the dirt and see what happens. Okay, we're going to go in now. You never ever want your leaves making contact with the soil, because what happens when your leaves are down into the dirt and making contact with soil is disease can come right from the soil up into your leaves, and then you're going to have sick, dead plants. Here's a sucker right here. I'm going to pinch that off. I'm not going to clone it. There's the sucker here. And there's a sucker here. Now I'm going to leave this top sucker because this is branching out at the top, and I'm going to allow that to grow because that makes sense at the top, and it's going to give me more of a fuller plant at the top and allow the air and it to grow taller from the bottom. Oh, I missed a little sucker there. So there we go. Oh, see this leaf laying on the soil here? Bad. That's just going to turn yellow. That's another thing. Any leaf that even begins to turn yellow on any kind of plant, a house plant or a vegetable or a fruit, remove it immediately, because the plant is still going to try to put resources into trying to save that leaf, and it's not going to turn green again. So all it's doing is burning out its resources for no reason. As soon as you see it turning yellow, remove it. It's better for the plant. Oh, there's another little sucker I missed. So there you go. That is a well-pruned tomato. Now we're going to have larger fruit and a healthier plant. That's the basic. So if you like my videos, my money-saving tips, and my garden wisdom, please subscribe. It helps. And I want you to take care of yourself today, and most of all, take care of each other, because how we treat each other on the street is ultimately the reality we live in. Thank you for watching. See you back soon.